Hi, I'm I'm starting where I left off from the Noel book that I wrote. I read the first three paragraphs on my last video, and now I'm about to read 3 or 4 more of the book for this video. And here it goes. Once they got to Cascade, Chucky jumped out of Noel's car with roller skates in hand. "No more accident, got it?" she shouted. "You know me, baby," he shouted back. "Sadly I do. That's my only problem," she muttered to herself. "What you say, girl?" he said as he put on his skates. "Huh? Nothing, and I'm not your baby," she said. "You could be. We can make some beautiful babies together," he said, teasing her. "No, thank you. I just got a bad relationship with the father of my 2 boys, which, by the way, ran off to join the Navy. I have enough on my plate," she said. "Those little boys love their Uncle Chuck," he said. "They're young. They don't know you like I do," she said. "Plus the 2 of them ain't got to deal with you 8 hours a day, man." "Well, I gotta skate. See you on the floor, little mama," he said. Once Noel turned her back, Chucky hatched up an evil plan. All of a sudden she heard a tumble. She turned around to see Chucky lying there in the rink. "Chuck! Chuck! Where does it hurt?" she yelled. There was no response. "Charles Woodward, talk to me," she cried. "Come closer. I got to tell you something," he whispered to her. When she did that, Chucky pulled her close to him and gave her a kiss square on the mouth. The kiss lasted for 2 minutes. Then Noel pulled away from him. "Dang it, Chucky. What did you do to me?" Noel said angrily as she began hitting him over and over again. "Yo, girl, chill. I was only kidding," Chucky said, containing his laughter. "That's just it. You and your crazy jokes. Dang it, man," she said. Everyone at the rink saw the entire confrontation. Some of them were shocked while the rest were laughing at Chucky. He finally got up, then fell back down. "Ow, Noel," he winced in pain. "I'm not falling for this, Chucky," she said. Suddenly she heard sniffling. She turned around to see her best friend with tears in his eyes. "Wait, are you crying, Chuck?" she asked. "Nah, girl, I'm good," he said, sniffling. "Yeah, right," she said. "Plus I have something in my eyes anyways," he said. "No, it ain't. You were crying. And don't tell me it's allergies, 'cause it's not. Let me help you up, you big baby," she said. Chuck shook his head and held out his hand. Once he got up off the floor, Noel helped her best friend to the blue car. They both got in and drove away. A few minutes later, Noel waited outside as the doctor checked on Chucky's foot. Then the doctor discussed the prognosis. While Noel was sitting in the hospital waiting room, a short, elderly woman came to her with 2 small boys. "Mama, Mama," they said. "Hello, my boys. Mrs. Warner. 2 questions. How are you doing today? And did my sons, these sweet little angels, give you any trouble?" she said to the elderly woman while hugging her sons. "Other than the constant fighting and bickering every 5 seconds, they are perfect angels, as you say, Noel," Miss Warner said. "Now, JJ, Luke, we've talked about this. What did I say about fighting?" she said. "Fighting never solves anything," JJ and Luke told her. "I'm doing okay on most days, just a tickle in my throat," Miss Warner said. "Oh, sorry to hear that. So how much do I owe you?" Noel said to her. $15 million for the past 6 months," Miss Warner said sternly. "How about $15 per kid?" Noel said back. "Deal. You know I was joking, right?" she said. "Oh, that was a joke? I had no idea," Noel said. "Like I told you before, I'm doing this for your sake as well as your mother's, by the way. Ever since her back-breaking accident on New Year's Eve, while watching those sweet little boys over there. She paused. Big Chuck into his house, a voice bellowed. Uncle Chuck, Luke and JJ yelled. So, Charles Woodward, I heard about you, young man. You're the reason this sweet young lady is sitting in a hotel waiting room. One of the women from my poker club saw you guys fighting on the TikTok. She sent me the video, she said, pulling out her iPhone. The three of them watched the video together. Even Luke and JJ tried to sneak a peek. Mom, why are you beating up Uncle Chuck? Luke said. None of your business, Noel said to her 4-year-old son. But why, Mom, he whines. Shall I recite the rules, Mom? JJ said. Go ahead, honey, Noel said. Number 1, stay out of everyone's business. Number 2, stay in your own lane and do not respond. And the third most important rule of them all, butt out, said 6-year-old JJ. Noel thought back on what her young son just said. Julius Jr., I never said butt out. That was meant for you because you're always in my business. Act like you're my husband instead of my 6-year-old smart alecky son. Your little brother doesn't know what butt out means, buddy, she said. But Dad told me that I was the man of the house. My job is to take care of you and Luke, Mom. JJ spoke up. Then she sat her 6-year-old son down for a moment. Now listen here and listen good. I don't need anyone to take care of me, and that includes you. I appreciate what you're doing, JJ, really, I do, but it's not your job to watch out for me. You are a child, not a man, not by a long shot. I'm supposed to be taking care of you, and not the other way around. She paused once again when Chucky sat down next to them. You're both right. Noel, I know you want to be independent. Really, I do. But you got to learn how to ask for help. You do know I got your back, right? Chucky said. Yeah, I know. And I got your back, too. So I got some questions for you. Where is all this coming from? How hard you hit your head? And what have you done to my best friend? Noel spoke up. I guess from listening to you, of course. That's the answer to the first question. To answer to question 2, I didn't hit my head that hard. And as for question 3, I have done nothing but speak from experience. I have you to thank for that, Noel, Chucky said. I also have to agree with JJ here because I was just like him when I was about 8 or 9 at the time. I had to protect my moms too, buddy. I used to chase off the men that she dates. One guy beat the crap out of her at one time. I saw it happen right before my eyes. I got in between them to stop the fighting, and what I got in return? 2 bruised ribs and a broken arm. The Wilson family, your mom and grandparents, saved my life. Wow, I have a confession to make. It's my fault for Grandma's accident, JJ said softly. What's wrong, baby? Noel asked her oldest son. She tripped over my race car track on New Year's Eve. Grandma was trying to protect me, just like I was trying to protect you, Mom. I'm so sorry, he cried. Noel hugged him tight. It's okay, kiddo. Grandma thought she was doing the right thing by sparing your feelings. That was wrong. She should have told me the truth, Noel said. Grandma and I did a pinky square. That's why we didn't tell you, Mom, JJ said. Am I in trouble? As of December 31st, 2023, you are in deep trouble. But since you confessed to the crime, of course, I guess you can get a pardon, Noel said. A pardon? Is it a life sentence? JJ asked. I got a future lawyer on my hands, and no, it's not a life sentence. I'm going to let it go for now. Don't do it again. You hear me? She said. Yes, ma'am. And Mom? Yes, baby, she asked him. Sorry it took so long for me to tell you what happened to Grandma, he said softly, wiping the tears from his eyes. You know what, kid? I'm glad you did. We both need to learn how to communicate with each other. I haven't done that since you first learned how to talk. We need more talking, okay? She said, hugging him again. You're doing a great job, Mrs. Wilson, Chucky said. Thank you, Charles Woodward, Noel said, kissing him on the cheek. Way to go, Mom, Luke said. You know the routine, Chuck. You're coming home with us. I owe it to Miss Rose, your grandma, to watch out for you. No question asked, Noel said. Noel, come here, Miss Warner said. Yes, ma'am, she said. Chuck, watch the boys, please. Chucky shook his head. Then she and Miss Warner took a walk down the hallway. You do know that that boy is being clumsy on purpose, right? Miss Warren said. I don't follow, ma'am, Noel questioned. Charles Woodward has a crush on you, Noel. He reminds me of my second husband. Men's does the strangest things to get women's attention. For years. It's about that time you figure it out, Miss Warren said. Moments later, Noel went to her car and took a deep breath. Miss Warren's words were swirling around her head. It swirled so much that she started to feel sick. Suddenly, she lay her head down on the steering wheel. Chucky and the boys came out of the hospital. They went up to the car and tapped on the windshield. Mom, are you okay? JJ said. Mommy, Luke said. Wait here. Noel, how are you feeling? Chucky said, getting to the car. Huh? I'm okay. Just got a little dizzy is all, she said. Here's some gum. Your dad told me to watch out for you. Is your blood sugar low again? He said. It's not that low. Yes, she said. You gotta take better care of yourself, you know, he said, brushing the hair from her face. I know. Just got a lot on my plate right now, Chuck, she said. Why don't I feed the kids while you, ma'am, get some rest? He asked. I can't handle my kids, ma'am, she said. Not in your condition. Look, you're exhausted. You know it. I know it. You know it. The kids know it. Don't worry, I got you, he said. Okay, she said to him. JJ and Luke got in the car as well. Buckle up, Chucky said. They exactly that. Then Noel cranked up the car and drove away. Here's my second part to Noel's story. I'll make another video probably in the next hour or so. I'm going to upload this one to Facebook right now, so part 3 of my book is coming up in the next hour or so. Thank you.